the biggest message to all big and small content creators in the Wuthering Waves space. I just want to say one thing before we get into the video, that this is not like a hating video. This is actually going to be a very positive video, and hopefully it motivates somebody or encourages you to maybe be a content creator someday in that sense. This is not, I'm not attacking anybody. This is not a drama video. This is just straight encouragement and motivation. That's all I got to say. Major shout out to Bitex. Bitex is the homie. I've shouted Bitex out before in previous videos, putting out stuff on Twitter, very, very valuable content on Wuthering Waves. So major shout out to him. Me and him are cool, okay? Like, we talk all the time. So I'm not gonna say like, don't go in the comments and be like, oh, Loba's causing drama. Like, don't do that. Me and Bitex are cool. I just want to say that. Now, Bitex tweeted something today, and I thought it was pretty interesting, and I wanted to make it a topic for Wuthering Waves. Content creators, or just content creators in general in this space. Now, he wrote, I noticed a lot of big content creators are getting invited to Wuthering Waves right now. A lot. It's going to be a lot harder for small creators to grow, especially new ones like me. I am probably not going to get accepted into Project Wave. Let's just keep reading. So as I said, I am happy for everyone really, but I feel like it's doomed. I'll try my best as a new channel, right? And then because we saw Sevi posted Wuthering Wave soon, she obviously got accepted into Project Wave, whatever. Yeah, a couple other people like Gotcha Smack, Doro, I'm pretty sure got accepted. I think Brand Online, a lot of people are getting accepted into the Project Wave content creator program. My thoughts on this are, if it makes you feel any better, I'm pretty sure, I don't think I got into Project Wave. I'm not sure yet because we still have time, right? That could be just me coping, but I don't really think that I got into Project Wave either. There's reasoning behind Kuro making these decisions, okay? Now, number one of the biggest reasons why a lot of bigger content creators get accepted into these projects or these content creator programs is for basically free marketing, okay? Especially Wuthering Waves. Wuthering Waves 100% needs this publicity, okay? They need these big either Genshin content creators or Honkai Star Rail creators. It's a really smart business move if you think about it. This is good for the future of the game in general, because then this audience over here is like, oh wow, I didn't even hear about Wuthering Waves. I only come for Honkai Star Rail. I didn't know that this was gonna be a game. I'm gonna play this game when my favorite creator plays it too or covers it. That's what the goal of the gaming company is. They wanna, be able to obtain a player. That's the whole goal. It gets introduced to a player, and then player downloads the game, and then the player plays the game for a long period of time, right? So that's the main goal. Now, the only way to really do that and not spend any marketing money or any spend on that is to get really bigger content creators to showcase the game and stream it or make videos on it, right? So it is a good business move. Now, imagine if it was the opposite. Imagine if you were the owner of Kuro, right? You're the CEO, you have this project Wuthering Waves, and you want it to succeed. You're not gonna like really give that opportunity to smaller creators from a business perspective. They probably would love to give it to everybody, right? Let me get to my point here. Video games, when they come out, they only have one shot at a global release, and it needs to be really good for it to be successful, okay? If the global release is bad, then, there's a chance that it might tank, And this is no attack to Bitex at all. I know that Bitex is like very smart and well-rounded, and like he knows what's up. This is no attack to you, but I'm just trying to make this video to prove a point. I'm technically a small creator myself, and I didn't get accepted. And my whole YouTube channel is all Wuthering Waves content, bro. If it makes you feel any better, I didn't get accepted into the Project Wave content creator program either, unless it changes from the time that I post this video, and then maybe I got in. Just to prove a point that even though you've made all this content, you worked hard, you did all this, sometimes it's just not enough, man. And that's not to discourage you. That's just like the reality of some things. Like, for sure, these bigger creators are gonna have an easier chance at obtaining that role because they've already done all the work and they've already amassed a huge following or huge audience or huge community. And Kuro needs that. They need that right now. They need all eyes on the game, and they need feedback too. So there's my take on that. I think that's the only thing that I wanted to say about that. For the smaller content creators, I mean, look, dude, I've been making content on Wuthering Waves for like 2 years, not 2 years straight, but I've made videos in the past. Okay. I've made a lot of videos on Wuthering Waves and I still didn't get in. And it could be because of my subscriber base. It could be my viewer base. It could be anything. It could be anything. It doesn't matter, right? Content creators for Wuthering Waves, if you're small, use this opportunity to fuel the fire. In a sense, this is a challenging moment for a lot of content creators, especially myself, right? The fact that I'm not in Project Wave, I'm already at disadvantage. So what is that going to do for me? I am going to try my very best to make the best content possible for Wuthering Waves. That's my goal. I'm going to try my best to be as informative or as valuable or whatever the case is, right? To this statement, there is an advantage that a lot of smaller content creators have. I'm specifically talking about Wuthering Waves. There is a slight advantage that we have. The big content creators are going to be playing Wuthering Waves for CPT2, right? That got into Project Wave and all that. Yeah, I mean, they're going to get a lot of attention. They're going to probably take, most of the views. I'm not saying that they're doing it on purpose, but I mean, they already have the audience. So they're definitely going to get most of the views. They're going to get recommended on YouTube more. And that's okay, right? The advantage that we have is that if a big Honkai Star Rail content creator covers Wuthering Waves, right? They're at a disadvantage because they've built for Honkai Star Rail specifically. It might translate well, but their numbers are not going to be as good as Honkai Star Rail. They are not. And if they are, I'm going to be so surprised, right? That would be insane. But most of the time when a content creator that's already has a niche for a specific game, whether it's Genshin, Honkai Star Rail, PGR, I would say is questionable. I feel like PGR would probably do better because it's a Kuro game. Let's just stick with Honkai Star Rail and Genshin. I've already seen the numbers for a lot of like the content creators in that niche. And when they make a video on another game, it usually does worse. Now, worse as in like comparing to their normal view count of what they do, it's usually worse. For them specifically, they notice that obviously, and they're not gonna make more videos on the game if they don't perform as well as what they niched in. If I'm a Genshin content creator and I've amassed 1 million subscribers and I've built my community off of Genshin and I make one video on Wuthering Waves, yeah, chances are, it's gonna do good for me because I'm a smaller creator. I'm gonna be like, oh wow, that video did 50, 100K. Wow, that's a lot of views, right? And they only make Genshin content, right? But that's for me. But on their end, if they make 1 million views per video and their Wuthering Waves video did 100K, that's not good for them. That is actually, they're putting themselves at a disadvantage. So what they would probably have to do is make a second channel specifically talking about Wuthering Waves so they could cover it like that. They might not do that because they already have a niche and they're going to stick to a formula that they've been implementing for a while. So there's chances that they might not do that. They might alternate between streams, but they're not going to be dedicated and make a bunch of videos on the game. So that's the advantage that I think smaller creators have, is that we have the advantage of actually building a channel specifically for Wuthering Waves. A lot of Hoyoverse creators, they are signed also by a contract. Now they have to meet specific quotas too. That's what I was kind of saying earlier. Like they can't just make their whole channel on Wuthering Waves. They can't just give that up because they're giving up money, they're giving up opportunity, and they already have all that. Why would they give everything up just for one game? They're not going to do that. They'll do it for the spike and the trend, and then they'll go right back to where they were. That's how it always is. And that's how I've always seen it, especially in CBT1. That's how I've always seen it. Okay. Now that's one really big advantage that smaller content creators for Wuthering Waves have. The hardest thing to do right now is if you're not in CBT2, making content on a game that you can't play, it is very difficult. I haven't been in the game. I haven't been playing it, but I've been posting content. It's very difficult and challenging, but I'm still trying. It's not impossible. You can still do it. Okay. And it's going to be very hard. I know it's hard. And I know that it feels like, man, I'm never going to grow, but trust me, that one challenge is really hard to overcome. But once you start seeing results, you're like, okay, you know what? This is doing good. Like I'm feeling this. I think this can work. You just got to give it a shot. Don't feel bad about, maybe doing a bad video. It performs bad. Don't be discouraged by that. Just keep going. Try to make improvements little by little. What could you have done better than the last video? That's what I always do. I'm like, what could I have done better in the last video? What could I have said? What could I have titled the video? What could I have made on the thumbnail even better, more clickable? What could I have said in the video to provide even more value for the community or for other content creators, right? There's so many things that you could always improve on. So always think about that, especially when you want to create content for a specific game, niche, whatever it is. Always think about that. So Bitex actually said it makes sense though. Big CCs will give more exposure, which means they're aiming for release soon, which also worries me because it means they're confident, but based on what? Yeah, so Bitex knows that like the reasoning why big CCs are in the program so they could so Kuro and Wuthering Waves could gain a lot more exposure. Remember, this is a motivational video. This is not, I'm not discouraging anybody. Like, I'm a small creator myself. Like, dude, we're all in the same boat here. We're all trying to grow. We're all trying to create something beautiful here. Okay. I feel like people took this the wrong way. This is mostly just me unloading some bad vibes I have been feeling recently, not Wuthering Waves specifically related. I do believe every content creator out there will have a different experience because there are simply way too many variables to consider. It's not a cry for help post or anything negative, just trying to clear up my point of view. I think it's reasonable to be upset. I have a lot of personal variables too when I'm able to spare time for content, and speaking into a mic is scary for me. Now, you know, dude, I know it's scary, bro. You know, it's scary. You're like, man, like, I don't like the way my voice, dude, I know it's hard. Maybe you're self-conscious about the way your voice sounds, but bro, I'm telling you, man, like the way that you construct your content on Twitter and the way you construct everything that you've made on Twitter that I've seen, dude, you do a good job, man. Like no one is going to care about your voice. They want to know what you present. What kind of value can you bring to the community? That's probably the most important thing about this. Okay. And you do a great job. I love your tweets, bro. I love all of them. You know, every time you tweet, I get excited. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm a fan of your work on Twitter, there are other people that'll be a fan of you. I'm telling you, you got to learn how to overcome these challenges. I'm pretty sure you're doing a great job, man. If you have a job, that's already a plus. You're already working. You're doing a good job there. Practice recording, practice talking, you know, try to like figure out how to be yourself. It takes time too. That's another thing that a lot of people don't understand when they're trying to become a content creator is that a lot of the videos that you make, like, you know, the first ones are going to do so bad. Like, you got to keep that in mind. They're all going to do bad. Okay. Eventually, little by little, you get better. But people don't understand that it takes time to learn how to make videos, because first you got to learn how to record, then you got to learn how to edit, then you got to learn how to make thumbnails, then you got to learn how to make clickbaits, you got to learn how to make all this. You got to do a bunch of stuff. You know, it's a whole process and it takes time. Don't put too much pressure on yourself to be like this perfect content creator. You know, it's not realistic. I used to have a full-time job, and I was doing my full-time job and then making content on the side, and I was still doing okay. Not as much as now because I have a lot of free time now. So I'm hitting it hard and heavy on the content. But when I go back to working full-time, it's going to be a little difficult, but it's all about time management, man. You know, you got to learn how to time management this stuff. With writing scripts and collecting materials for video. Look, dude, honestly, when it comes to collecting materials for video, I get you. Trust me, because a lot of people want like new footage, right? And I have a perfect example of this. I had once, if you guys don't know who Morden is a really, really awesome, I would say really upcoming Wuthering Waves content creator. And he actually once reached out to me. He's like, hey, Lobo, what's up, man? I love your content, this and that. You know, we started chatting. He's like, hey, bro, do you think you could do me a favor? I was like, what's up? And he's like, oh, do you have any like Sanwa footage that I can borrow? And I was like, yeah, bro, of course. Sure. Bro, it's a simple ask. I have no problem helping out people like that. If you want, like if I have footage and you want to borrow it or whatever, I'm down for it, because you know what? That's like, man, like you want to put in work for Wuthering Waves. That motivates me. I'm like, damn, you know what? I'm gonna cut this guy some slack. Why not? Right? So sometimes it's just a simple ask for people. You can ask people, you might not get a response, but you know, maybe you will, you know, and that's what I did with Morden. And then me and Morden are homies, bro. Like, he's such a cool dude. We got on a podcast together. We started talking, you know, and I gave him footage because I saw how good his videos were. And I was like, let me help him out. Why not? Right? A lot of people won't do that. So just keep that in mind, but some people will. And you know, if I get into CBD2, which I still haven't announced about that, I'm not going to talk about that. But if I manage to get some footage and someone asks me for it, I don't have a problem doing that. And mind you, Morden literally, he literally like shouted me out. He didn't have to do that. Like, I didn't ask for that. He just said, oh, you know what? Since you gave me that, I'm gonna give you a shout out on the channel, whatever. I was like, all right, cool, man. Like he did not have to do that, you know, but he wanted to, and I appreciated that, you know? So there's my little topic with that. Let's go on. Let's continue on with this. As Project Wave, I viewed it as something that would boost me. Yeah, and to a manageable spot, it's much easier to work with a few 100,000 of subs compared to, you get it. But maybe it was my bad for viewing it like that. I understand that CBT1 was a little more fitting time for the smaller CCs as CBT2 is closer to release. Yeah, I guess. I mean, dude, I didn't really grow that much from CBT1. Okay, if I'm being honest, bro, I didn't grow that much. Okay, I was posting content when CBT1 finished, and you know what happened? No one watched any of it. And now I'm posting old CBT footage. I was been posting for like a while. I posted like 2 weeks ago, and people are like, "Oh, dude, I haven't seen Yang Yang yet. I want to see Yang Yang," or "Oh, I haven't seen Chixia. I want to see Chixia." I'm like, I already posted that a long time ago, right? It's because it wasn't trending at the time when CBT1 finished. Honkai Star Rail released. That might have been like the worst mistake. I should have held on to that footage and then started posting it now, right? Just to build up hype. But I didn't. And that's something you learn as a content creator. You start learning trends. Like, when should I post this video? Is this a good time to post it? Oh, maybe because it's relatable, right? Like, you start learning all this stuff little by little as you go. But I couldn't even attempt at CBT1 as it was a region locked global CBT. Now, I want to say that region locked, look, bro, Morden is complete. Correct me if I'm wrong, Morden, if you're watching this video, correct me if I'm wrong. I think you are region locked, but I'm not 100% sure. But even Morden still made content. Okay, like you can't make that excuse. Unfortunately, you can't make that excuse on being region locked. You could still make content, bro. You just have to make it. Don't be discouraged just because you're not in CBT2. Dude, if I don't get into CBT2, I'm still gonna make content. Somehow, some way, I'm gonna make something. I'm not gonna let that discourage me. I'm gonna still make content on Wuthering Waves. I know you're passionate. I don't even have to explain to see that you're not passionate about your game. I know you are, but just because you're region locked, you're at a disadvantage, yes, but that's gonna motivate you to do a better video than everybody else. Trust me. If you really put in the time, you can make a better video than someone that actually has access to the game. I'm telling you right now. Like, a lot of people, when they make content on, like, in general, like, they have all this planning. They write all the ideas down. They're like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But like, you need to take action. That's the most important thing when it comes to making content. You need to take action and you need to start, bro. That's the problem. A lot of people don't want to start. They make a lot of excuses. Don't make excuses, just start making content. Don't make excuses. Just start. Just do it. Okay. Especially, it's about Wuthering Waves, bro. You love Wuthering Waves. It should be an easy topic to talk about. That's all I have to say about this. I hope that this video taught you something new. I hope it brought you value. And please, if you're an aspiring content creator in the Wuthering Waves or in gacha space, I hope that this video helps you, man. I'm on the same boat, bro. Like, I didn't get into Project Wave and I'm still trying to make content. If I don't get into CBT2, I haven't said if I haven't or I have yet. Let's just say, for instance, I can't get into CBT2, right? If I can't get into CBT2, it's not gonna stop me from making content on it. And then you gotta have backup plans, right? Like, okay, I can't play that. I'm gonna play PGR. I'm gonna play PGR because it's Kuro. It makes sense. You know, I like the game. I wasn't really good at it. You know, I kind of sucked, but maybe it'll motivate me more to play PGR, you know, and it has. And I have been playing off stream here and there, and it's been fun. So there's always a solution to a problem, okay? And you cannot get discouraged just because someone else is bigger than you in this space. Someone is always gonna be bigger than you. Just focus on yourself. Focus on making the best content possible for yourself and enjoy what you are truly doing. That's all I have to say about that. I appreciate you all. If you've made it to the end of this video, please comment down below, like, subscribe. It would mean a lot. Put me on the algorithm and all that, you already know. And especially if you're a content creator, bro, leave your thoughts in the comments below as well. Would love to hear your thoughts and definitely have a conversation going there. Thank you so much for watching the video. Catch you guys on the next one.